There comes a moment in life that no one prepares you for. A moment when you realize that something in your relationship with your children has quietly shifted. The roles feel reversed. The words they once welcomed from you now go ignored. The love is still there, but the respect? It feels different. Maybe they interrupt you. Maybe they dismiss your thoughts. Maybe they treat you like someone who doesn't have a say anymore. And it hurts. After all the sacrifices, all the sleepless nights, and all the years spent putting them first, this is not how it was supposed to feel. But here's the truth. You don't have to accept it. And you don't have to fight to get it back either. Today, we're going to explore 6 powerful actions that can help you gently, but firmly, regain your children's respect. No shouting. No guilt trips. Just quiet strength and self-respect. Stay with me until the end, because the last action might just change everything. Action 1. Let go of needing their approval. The first step may be the hardest. Stop seeking their validation. So many parents, especially as they age, begin bending over backwards just to stay included. You say yes when you want to say no. You rearrange your plans to fit theirs. You swallow your opinions, hoping they'll appreciate your patience. But here's a quiet truth. The more you chase their approval, the more you lose their respect. Respect doesn't come from being agreeable. It comes from self-respect, from standing your ground with grace. Take Rosa, a mother of 3 in her early 70s. She used to shift her entire week to match her kids' schedules. She let them speak over her, ignored their sharp tones, and thought, if I just stay quiet, maybe they'll come around. But they didn't. They respected her less. Until one day, she stopped. She started saying, that doesn't work for me. She voiced her thoughts, even if they pushed back. And slowly, they began to listen again. When you carry yourself with dignity, you don't need to ask for respect. You command it. Action 2. Respond without arguing. When you're disrespected, the instinct is to push back. To say, how dare you speak to me like that? To remind them, I raised you. I deserve more. But arguments rarely lead to change, especially in families, because when emotions flare, walls go up. Instead, try this. Speak less. Lead more. Think about how powerful it is to stay calm while others lose their temper. To respond with quiet confidence instead of anger. That's what Eleanor did, a former nurse and mother of 4. When her children began ignoring her advice, she didn't scold them. She simply started living her truth, calm, clear, grounded. And over time, they came back, not because she won an argument, but because she showed them what strength looks like. You don't have to prove anything. Let your presence, your tone, your posture, your boundaries speak louder than your words. Action 3. Detach from emotional dependence. Let's be honest. It's easy to depend on your children for emotional connection. They're your heart. You raised them. You miss them when they don't call. You feel hurt when they don't include you. But the moment they sense you need their attention to feel complete, something changes. They start to feel pressure, obligation, even resentment. And slowly, they may begin pulling away. The antidote? Emotional independence. Not coldness, not distance, but finding fulfillment in your own space, outside of them. Lucille, a widow at 76, used to call her children every day. When they stopped picking up, she felt crushed. But instead of chasing them, she turned inward. She joined a walking group, started painting again, took a trip she'd postponed for years. Guess what happened? Her children started calling her again. Not because she begged, but because they missed her joy. When you create a rich, full life of your own, your children don't pull away. They lean in, curious and proud of who you are becoming. Action 4. Set boundaries and hold them firmly. Respect thrives in the presence of boundaries. If your children speak to you in ways that feel hurtful, if they disregard your time, your opinions, or your energy, it may be because you've allowed it, even unintentionally. Setting boundaries isn't about punishment. It's about protecting your dignity. You might say, "Please don't speak to me that way. I won't continue the conversation if it does. If you raise your voice, I'll step away and talk later. I expect to be treated with the same courtesy I give you." Robert, a former military officer, struggled when his grown son started making jokes at his expense in front of others. At first, he laughed along, but inside, it stung. Eventually, he pulled his son aside and said, "I love a good laugh, but I won't be the punchline anymore." From that day on, the jokes stopped. The tone shifted. Boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges to healthier connection. But only if you hold them with calm consistency. Action 5. Stop giving without gratitude. We give out of love, especially as parents. But there comes a time when giving without being appreciated becomes enabling. If your children expect your help without saying thank you, if they rely on your support but never return it, it may be time to pause. Every gift of time, energy, or money should be met with at least one thing: respect. When you keep giving to those who don't value it, you teach them that your generosity is endless and expected. Grace, a retired librarian, realized this when her daughter criticized her birthday gift as not quite the right size. That night, Grace quietly decided, no more gifts to be judged. From then on, she gave only when there was gratitude, not guilt. The result? Her daughter became more thoughtful, more appreciative, because she finally understood love is a gift, not an obligation. Action 6. Live a life that's yours, not theirs. This is the most powerful change of all. When your life revolves entirely around your children, they start seeing you as someone who exists for them. And with that comes a dangerous assumption that your identity ends where theirs begins. But when you cultivate your own purpose, something extraordinary happens. They begin to see you not just as mom or dad, but as a full, vibrant human being. Take Lillian, 79. She spent decades centering her life around her children, checking in, waiting for visits, sacrificing her plans. And then one day, she chose differently. She joined a photography group, started volunteering at the local animal shelter. She found joy again, and that joy made her magnetic. Her children started calling to ask what she was doing. They admired her independence. They respected her space. Because when you build a life outside of your children, you teach them that your worth was never tied to their schedule. It's your story. Keep writing it. Let's take a breath together. If your children have stopped showing you the respect you deserve, remember, you still have the power to change the dynamic. Not by force, not by guilt, but by becoming the kind of person who naturally commands respect. Here's a gentle reminder of what we've learned. Let go of needing their approval. Lead calmly without arguing. Detach emotionally and build from within. Set boundaries and stand by them. Don't give where there's no gratitude. And most of all, live fully for yourself. Because when you show your children that you are strong, whole, and dignified, they can't help but notice. They will see you differently. They will speak to you differently. And over time, they will respect you again. Not because you demanded it, but because you inspired it. If this message touched you, please leave a comment below. Tell us, what action will you take today to reclaim your voice? And if you haven't already, subscribe and tap the bell so we can keep walking this journey together. Thank you for being here. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are worthy of deep, lasting respect, now and always.